This story is a cautionary tale of why you stick to the path when hiking through woods. Once, in a remote and desolate part of the Appalachian Mountains, there was a trail less traveled by hikers. Its entrance was hidden behind a thick curtain of ancient trees, their branches intertwining like skeletal fingers reaching out to grab anyone who dared to venture into their domain. A group of friends, avid hikers seeking the thrill of the unknown, decided to explore this mysterious trail. Armed with backpacks, flashlights, and a sense of adventure, they entered the dense forest. The air became thick with an eerie stillness as they ventured deeper, the sunlight struggling to penetrate the thick canopy overhead. As night fell, they set up their campsite in a small clearing, surrounded by towering trees that seemed to whisper secrets to the wind. The crackling of the campfire was the only source of warmth and light, casting long, dancing shadows that played tricks on their senses. As the group settled in, strange noises began to echo through the woods. Twigs snapped, leaves rustled, and distant whispers carried on the wind. Unease settled over the camp like a shroud. They laughed it off, attributing the sounds to nocturnal creatures and their own imaginations running wild. But as the night wore on, the whispers grew louder, and the shadows seemed to take on sinister shapes. One by one, the hikers felt the sensation of being watched. Paranoia set in, and their once bold spirits waned. They began to question their decision to venture into this forgotten corner of the mountains. In the early hours of the morning, just as a pale light began to filter through the trees, they heard a chilling sound, a low, guttural growl that seemed to emanate from all directions. Panic set in, and the group hastily packed up their belongings, abandoning their campsite in a frenzied rush. As they retraced their steps along the trail, the forest seemed to close in around them. The once familiar path now twisted and turned in disorienting ways, as if the very landscape conspired to keep them within its grasp. The growls persisted, growing more menacing with each step. Exhausted and terrified, the hikers stumbled upon their original campsite, now eerily quiet. The fire had died down, leaving only smoldering embers. Suddenly, they noticed a series of crude symbols etched into the trees surrounding the clearing, an ancient language that spoke of curses and forgotten rituals. The air grew colder, and a shadowy figure emerged from the depths of the forest. Its form was indistinct, a shifting silhouette that seemed to be composed of the very darkness itself. Frozen in fear, the hikers watched as the figure beckoned them to leave, its voice a haunting echo that reverberated through their minds. Without a second thought, the group sprinted back along the trail, fueled by sheer terror. The forest seemed to release its grip on them as they stumbled out into the daylight, gasping for breath. They never spoke of the night they spent in that accursed place, but the memory of the growls and whispers haunted their dreams for years to come.